Day one of the kickoff weekend just ended, the end of the Europe Regional, and wow, it was great. Great games. We got the announcement of RLCS decals for the 2026 season, got a ton of Twitch and TikTok drops, and a best of 7 reverse sweep. So let's get into it. Starting off, they announced the teams getting RLCS 2026 decals. The teams for Europe are Carmine Corp, Vitality, Gentlemates, GK, and Ninjas in Pajamas. For North America, NRG, Shopify, SSG, Gen.G, Foot, and Dignitas. For Mina, we have Falcons and Twisted Minds. For Sam, just Furia. For OCE, we have Wildcard and Power. For SSA, Pioneers. TSM also got a decal, which is funny because they don't have a team right now. My prediction is they're going to pick up Project Delacruz in APAC, but we'll see. Maybe they just have a decal without having a team. Maybe they're going to pick up Redacted roster or something. Who knows? We'll find out. Moving on, after like a 45-minute tech pause, we looked like we were going to get a very bad game. Man City, or the newly signed Man City, formerly 2 Danes 1 Bruv, went up 3 games in the lower quarter, and it looked like Nova were going to get perfect swept. They had no offense, they looked really nervous, it just wasn't that good of a game. And then, in Game 4, they scored. Okay, great, you're not getting perfect swept. And then they kept scoring. So now, they're 3-0 up in Game 7, possibly reverse sweeping. Man City takes 2 back, Juke with some pretty good defense is able to stop it, and they end up reverse sweeping. It was great. It was the best series of the day, because it was the first series of the day. It's really set the tone for the day. Huge congrats to Novo, especially Nico. Reverse sweeping a best of 7, especially in your own country, is just great. It's just great. Then we move to Gentlemates versus Vitality. Even after 3 OTs, it looked like the mates were going to win the series. Like, I didn't really see a world where Vitality were going to be able to come back from this, especially they were double committing a lot. And really, it was only Zen that was actually playing the game. Stizzy and Exotic did not look that good. And then in like Game 4, roughly, a switch clicked in Vitality, and they started playing good. It looked like they were actually going to win the series, but also being 1-3 down, it just didn't seem realistic. Like, it looked more likely that mates were going to sneak out a win. And they almost did. Archie was very close to sealing the deal in Game 6, but after a crossbar hit, and it went to Game 7, Vitality were able to pull out a 2-second goal, and then Zen with a crazy angle to win the series. Then we move to Ninjas versus Novo. This series looked how it was supposed to. Game 1, Novo looked nervous. Game 2, Novo looked decent that game, but Ninjas didn't look like they did the rest of the tournament, really. And then after that point, Novo just really couldn't get an offense, and Ninjas were just slamming. But I'm still excited for Novo to be able to show what they can do against North America, and having at least one more game on LAN will really help them, I think. Because the more LAN experience you can get, the better. I didn't really get to watch much of Carmine Corp versus Vitality, but from what I did see, it looked kind of the same thing, where Vitality was just double committing, and Carmine Corp was just kind of winning. Carmine Corp versus Ninjas in the finals. I was really excited for this match. Yeah, I think it's a very good opportunity for Ninjas to prove what they have, because beating Carmine Corp cements themselves as being in contention for #1 in Europe. And then they went up 3-1 in the series, and I had hope that they were going to do it. But Carmine Corp is inevitable, and they come back with some pretty good goals, pretty good games. It didn't really feel like Carmine Corp were playing at their peak, whereas it felt like Ninjas were kind of playing at their peak. Credit to Ninjas, however, for being able to pull a Game 7 overtime against Carmine Corp, who previously were pretty untouchable, unless your name is Jorius, which I guess that makes sense. Also something to mention, Carmine Corp did not play a single team that did not place top 6. Every single round that they played a team that made at least a top 6. I think that's part of the reason why they are the #1 team in Europe, because they played everybody, and they beat everybody. They went undefeated. But that's really all I have for today. It's kind of a short one, but yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.